A light is ready to shine throughout Glasgow and Scotland once again. Hopes and dreams sealed and shattered in a single breath. Be there when new European champions are crowned.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre. It's day 4 of the Scottish National Age Group Championships 2018, and we're just about ready for some exciting finals. I'm Duncan McKinnell, and I'll be taking you through the action this evening. And beside me in the commentary box, I have South Lanarkshire coach Derek McGowan.
Good evening, Duncan.
Good evening, Derek. I think we're going to have some exciting races. We'll see just coming up very shortly what we have in front of us tonight. We start off with girls 200 individual medley. We'll go through the age groups as we have done every night, starting with the 11 to 13 and working ourselves up to the 17 and 18-year-olds. There's the full program for you. Follow the 200 IM with 200 freestyle for the boys, 100 butterfly for both the girls and the boys. Our sprints tonight are backstroke, and we finish off with 400 metres individual medley. So from that lot, Derek, what takes your fancy?
Well, just looking at the heats from this morning and this afternoon, there's been a lot of close heats in the girls 200 IM. One that will be exciting later on is the girls 100 fly, especially in that 14-year-old age group, with a repeat battle from last year with Anya Slessor from Aberdeen and Lucy Grieve from South Ayrshire. So that'll be an interesting contest later on. And obviously we've got Archie Goodburn in the pool again tonight, which will be great to watch, and make sure that you're tuning in to see his good skills and his good attack and approach to the races that he does.
Yes, 100 butterfly is one of Archie's strongest events, in fact, isn't it? So he was on fire in the 100 breaststroke yesterday, so it'll be very interesting to see what he can do tonight. 50 backstroke should be interesting. We've got a couple of girls going for the clean sweep in the backstroke. So Ellie Turner, one of those in the 15-year-old age group, and Ellis Shields in the 16-year-old age group, both great backstroke talents. Finishing off on the 400 IM, so that should be interesting. Mark Ford is a strong talent from the city of Glasgow, up against Angus Allison. I think that could be very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Angus has looked really strong, especially in those breaststroke events this week so far. But don't rule out Fraser Kelly from North Ayrshire as well. North Ayrshire have had a terrific meet so far.
Yes, they have. So that's the 15-year-old 400 IM. 16s and 17, 18s follow that. The 17, 18s I think could be quite interesting there. Gianni Napolitano of North Lanarkshire, so your neighbours.
Yeah.
He's been going well this week. Jamie McDonald might be, because he's been played cat and mouse I think in the heats and then has produced some very strong finals so far this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you get to that slightly older age, you know what it takes to make those finals in your particular age categories. So obviously we can only go by what they've done in the heats so far, but don't rule out anyone from any lane in those older age groups, but particularly look to the middle lanes there.
So we're just about ready to go with our first event. This is the 11 to 13 years 200 metres individual medley girls, and in lane 0 we have Sienna Perry of University of Aberdeen Performance. 1 is Jenna Cole of North Lanarkshire. In lane 2, Jess Procus of Carlisle Aquatics. In 3, Kerry Gillespie of Geary. 4 is Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow. In lane 5, Warrender's Rachel Saunders. Lane 6, Drew Mackenzie from West Lothian. 7 is Leah Hughes of Red 96. Ines Donald goes in lane 8 for Inverleith. And lane 9, Ashley Merson from Swim West Lothian. So Saskia Wade we've certainly seen on the top of the podium a few times. Could be a fancy one here. Drew Mackenzie is having a super meet as well. Let's see how this works out.
Take your marks.
So we're off and away with our first first race of the night. Remember, you can tweet us #Stags2018 and your say, give your encouragements to your favourite swimmers. Here we go here on the butterfly leg. Fly back, breast and free, of course. Fastest qualifier was Saskia Wade, 2:33.41 this afternoon. She's off to a decent start there in lane 4. But also going nicely is Drew Mackenzie of West Lothian. I think it might be Drew turning just in the lead. Looking at the scoreboard here at 32.03, Drew Mackenzie. So for the young girls, Derek, on IM, what's the important thing that you want to try and coach them to excel in this event?
Especially in the 200 IM at that younger age group, it's really important to try and get out and attack the swims. We try and coach from a perspective of trying to increase the stroke rate. If you can get onto the quick, faster stroke rates early on in each individual stroke, then it gives you a springboard to continue that through the whole length.
Very close at halfway there, still Drew Mackenzie, but it's Rachel Saunders had a very nice backstroke leg, and she's now pretty much alongside Drew. And we'll see where the breaststroke skills of Saskia Wade start to show. You can see there the Red 96 swimmer Leah Hughes just out of your shot now as we focus in on the leading few swimmers, and you can see there that Saskia Wade is starting to make a move now. Also going very nicely there in lane 2 is the Carlisle swimmer Jess Brokers. She has excelled in breaststroke this week, and you can see why as she is getting herself right into contention here as they come up to the 150. So turning just about together there. Saskia Wade 155.81, just 300ths ahead of Jess Procrus as they turn for home. Rachel Saunders has got a lot of work to do to try and get into the mix, but she's putting the work in now. So we're starting off. You said, Derek, that there's going to be some tight races, and I think we're starting with one here. So there's 3 of them, all very close. Jess Brocas maybe looks like the favourite here in lane 2. The Carlisle swimmer is putting in a stormer in the second half of this one, and well, not so close after all, as it turns out. Great swim from Jess Procas, and she takes it in 2:30.56. Did you see that one coming at halfway, Derek?
Not at halfway at all, because particularly Saskia is a good breaststroke swimmer. But I really liked the attack as Jess came off the wall onto the freestyle leg and really attacked it. Didn't breathe off the wall. And just coming into the final 5 there, making sure the head's down, not breathing, finishing on the long stroke.
So
really
tight for second there as
absolutely.
well, wasn't it? See there the final result, and it was Saskia Wade who just nicked second by 500ths of a second. And Rachel Saunders, Drew Mackenzie, who led for a good chunk of that, finishing in 4th place. So what a start. Got me excited now for what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I don't think we can rule out those outside lanes, as I said earlier. It's across any of the age groups. It's really good to see young swimmers just getting themselves up there, no matter how they've done the rest of the meet. It's day 4. It's an important day when people are starting to get tired, minds are starting to get tired, but it's good to see them attack the swims.
So we have the 14-year-olds now. They're looking at Sophie Hall of Warrender going in 0. Next to her, Emma Parker of West Lothian. In 2, Abby Sinclair of Warrender. 3, Elise McQueenie of City of Glasgow. And teammate, she starred in these championships. Katie Shanahan in 4. Scarlett Ferris done these City Aquatics in 5. Anya Slesser, Aberdeen Performance in 6. Sophie Main, Mount Kelly College in 7. Anthony Jones, Warrender in 8. And Morgan Anderson ready to go in lane 9 for Dundee City Aquatics.
Take your marks.
So in this one, you would think Katie Shanahan will be a pretty strong favourite here. 2:24.97 in the heat. She was about half seconds faster than anybody else. Scarlett Ferris and Elise McQueenie, pretty similar times, 2:29s this afternoon. And it is Anya Slesser. No surprise there, I guess. The fly specialist pushing it out. We talked about her later on. She'll be in the 100 fly final. Next to her, though, 2 lanes along, Katie Shanahan, pretty close between the 2 of them as they turn to backstroke, 30.73 and 30.87. Backstroke maybe you'll now start to see Katie Shannon drive it forward.
Yeah, Katie's just really powerful, very technically efficient on backstroke, very smooth, and you can see her just increase her lead there stroke after stroke.
It's tightening up behind her though. I think when we were talking, Derek, before we came on air was how many times there could be very tight second and third contests. We saw that in the first event, and I think we might see that here. There's a whole bunch of them coming in together behind Katie Shannon, who goes through 106.55. There's Natalie Jones in lane 8, turning second there in the red cap just at the bottom of your screen. But focusing there on that breaststroke, Derek, tell me what you see.
It's just really good to see when you see Katie swimming breaststroke there, her head's always driving forwards. If you can keep that head gaining momentum all the time, she's getting into a long stroke, making sure she's getting enough out of that glide phase before getting into the next stroke. Really aggressive as she swims it.
Aggressive but controlled, I think, isn't it? And,
yeah.
Coming through and turning to the freestyle. She comes through 147.55. She's got a big lead now. This is a masterclass from her. 153.87 is the second fastest, so a huge disparity between them. And so you are looking at one of the top swimmers in the 14-year-old age group in Great Britain here. Just see, look at the extent of that lead, and look at the tight contest that's going on for second place as well. Looks like maybe it's the lane 7 who is going to just come in for second. That's Sophie May of Mount Kelly, but it's a convincing victory there for Katie Shanahan. Check what the time is, 2:19.59. That is a new 13-year-old national age group record. Not just the record, but taking more than 2 seconds off the old record. Well, great stuff there. Well, I wouldn't say she did it look easy, but you can see there she's hardly puffing.
Yeah, she's always in control. Fortunately enough, I managed to be part of the coaching team for the youth development squad where Katie's part of, and she's got some clear goals that she would like for the future, and she's certainly one to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely superb. So we've had a real storming race in the first one. We've got a national age group record in our second race. What can the 15-year-olds do? Here they are. Ella O'Reilly of North Lanarkshire is in 0. Kirsty Flynn of Leatherhead in lane 1. Katie Goodburn of Warrender in 2, Emma Russell of Heart of Midlothian in 3, Iona McLeod, Dundee City Aquatics in 4, in Chatty Mood with Ellie Turner of Carnegie in lane 5, Ellie Riley of Heart of Midlothian in 6, Morven Lister of Carnegie in 7, Polly Shand of Elgin in lane 8, and Jennifer Murray of North Ayrshire in lane 9. So I think we'll see contrasting swims here with strong breaststrokers, strong backstrokers, strong freestylers in the field here.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one. There's only just over a second between the first 5. Yeah, that's going from the heat times, but it'll be really interesting to see how this pans out as the race progresses.
So early on, difficult to really call it here at this stage. Good start right over on the top of your screen, Ella O'Reilly, but now as they settle into the race, it looks like it's the Carnegie swimmer, the backstroke specialist, so watch out for her in this section of the race. She turns in the lead 30.63, 3/10 ahead of her teammate Morven Lister. Also a good backstroker going in lane 7. The pink cap there, Iona McLeod, she could well come to the fore in the latter stages of this race. Katie Goodburn, good all-rounder, going in lane 2, strong freestyle sprinter. So, well, at the moment, the advantage with the Carnegie girl. Also strong Emma as well as that backstroke skills. See whether she comes under pressure in the breaststroke. Turns into it, 106.56. Leads her teammate Morven Lister. So Carnegie 1-2 at the moment. Breaststroke specialist, well, you think of Ellie Riley in lane 6 has got an awful lot to make up here. Keep an eye on how things progress.
Yeah, it's maybe just a fraction too much for Ellie Riley this time to catch up. but I think we should really have a look at Katie Goodburn coming through at the top end. She's got a really strong freestyle as well.
So, Ellie Turner still with a pretty decent lead at the 150, 148.94, so leads by about 1.2. Katie Goodburn second, and Ellie Riley has come up into third place, but as you said, is that going to be enough? Iona McLeod, the freestyle specialist, probably too far out to really challenge here, so it looks like it is Turner who's led throughout, and Goodburn in lane 2. It's a Canadian Warrender contest here, and Ellie Turner just about holding on here as they come to the wall. It is going to be another gold medal for Ellie Turner. She is having a very good championships. 2:22.44 for her, so ups her time from 2:28 in the heats. So good stuff from the Carnegie swimmer. 2:22.53 was her time coming into this meet, so she takes a 10th off that as well. So we are coming in here, and well, Katie Goodburn pushed her there in the second half, but you almost felt Ellie Turner had enough in hand there.
Yeah, Ellie had a really strong transition from breaststroke to freestyle, getting off the wall and working it really hard off the wall. It's important at that younger level to make sure if you come off the wall, you're transferring into the fastest stroke away from the slowest strokes. If you can either make some really good gains on the person if they don't quite come off the wall, or it's easy to lose that margin if you don't really attack it off the wall in freestyle.
So we see our first presentations now, and the bronze medalist for the 13-year-olds, Rachel Saunders in the red, and in the blue, Scarlett Ferris, Dundee City Aquatics, the 14-year-old bronze medalists. Here are our silver medalists, Saskia Wade of City of Glasgow for the 11 to 13s, and Sophie Main of Mount Kelly College. She looks happy to get her silver medal. And our champions, Jess Prokas of Carlisle Aquatics. And Katie Shanahan is our 14-year-olds. So there they are, the 6 of them. See the older ones first, but we've got some more swimming to do before that. The 16-year-olds are up next. This could be another interesting one. Alcaraz, fly specialist. Serena Iguaram, also a fly specialist. Georgina Dennis, probably stronger on the backstroke. Yvonne Brown, very strong breaststroker, one of your swimmers, and Lucy Ross, also a strong breaststroker. So could be interesting here.
Yeah, it'll be another interesting final here. Again, there's some really strong names there in the centre lanes, but I don't think we can rule out even those that are in kind of lanes 2 through to lanes 9 as well.
So the field there in 0 from Mount Kelly College, Louise Edmonds. Ellis Shields from Oak Iron Bearsden in lane 1. 2 is Hayley Redpath from Midlothian. 3, Lucy Ross of South Lanarkshire. In 4, Gaia Alcaraz of University of Aberdeen Performance. 5, Serena Iguaram, the City of Glasgow. In 6, Georgina Dennis of Mount Kelly College. 7 is Yvonne Brown of South Lanarkshire. Lane 8, Grace Gibman from University of Aberdeen Performance. And beside her, in lane 9, the distance freestyle specialist Lauren Weatherall from the City of Glasgow. So expect Gaia and Serena to push out hard here. And then the others might be playing catch-up in the remaining stages of the race.
Take your marks.
So they're off and away. 2:26 the fastest time, Alcaraz, the squad member. Based obviously up in Aberdeen, in the Patrick Miley stable there, up in the Aberdeen Sports Village. Good four-way contest, in fact, early on here. I thought perhaps there might be more of a lead from the 2 in the yellow lanes, but not so much. I think Serena maybe is just going to turn fast. Hayley Redpath started well. She's another good fly swimmer. And at the turn, it is Hayley Redpath, in fact, 30.07. who leads by just over a tenth. Alcaraz second, Iguarum third. To the backstroke. Moving up nicely now, as you might expect, Georgina Dennis, the Scot from Mount Kelly College down in the southwest of England, member of the Scottish youth squad, and she is up there now with Alcaraz and Iguarum. They're the three in a line just about. Maybe I was going to say Alcaraz just with the edge, but I'm not so sure now. Through the turn, it is Alcaraz with the touch, 107.35. Presumably you're ex-swimmer yourself, of course, Derek. You'd be very aware when you're swimming alongside your main competitors at this stage in the race of what they're doing as well as what you're doing.
Yeah, in general, you know how close you've got to be to your competitors. So as you see, obviously Yvonne Brown, Lucy Ross trying to come through on breaststroke. They've got a certain amount that they want to be behind their competitors. So that they know that they're going to be behind at that stage, but then it's how much you can chase to try and get in the mix, as you can see Yvonne coming through here on breaststroke.
Yes, we had a superb 200 breaststroke from Yvonne earlier in the race, and you see that breaststroke skill has moved her up into second place, along with Lucy Ross just behind her. But Gaia Alcaraz was also looking very strong in that breaststroke, and certainly pulled away from Dennis and Iguarum in that stage. She has to see off the two South Lanarkshire girls in this final freestyle. Looks like she can do that. Look out for Georgina Dennis. She's coming up strongly now in the latter stages, as I think come back into second place. She's not going to catch Alcaraz though. She's going to take another gold for these championships. Great performance from her. 2:22.94 for the win. Second place was Georgina Dennis, 2:23.76, and Lucy Ross it was, just seeing off her teammate Yvonne Brown to snatch the bronze.
Yeah, again another terrifically close race there. Just as you see Gaia coming into the finish there. It's key for all these swimmers. Make sure you get your head down in that last 5 metres and not breathing. Make sure you get to the wall. Make sure you've finished actually before you want to look round to the clock and look at that time.
So confirmation briefly there of the result on the scoreboard as we prepare for the last of our 200 metres individual medley races. This is the 17-18-year-olds. We have Jennifer Storm there coming into lane 0, representing University of Aberdeen. Beside her, two Glaswegians, Katie McKenzie in lane 1 and Ailey Smith in lane 2. Lane 3 is Kirsten Laurie representing First. Where is she? Must be there somewhere. There she is. Beside her, Katie Robertson of South Ayrshire, the breaststroke star. Ailsa McDonald, also really strong breaststroker, goes for Northampton in lane 5. Katie Smith of Warrender in 6. Emma Scully is in 7 for City of Glasgow. Hannah Driver of Aberdeen is in 8. And Zoe McDonald of Mulgai and Besden in lane 9. 2:24 the fastest time. 2:31 the slowest.
Take your marks.
Katie Robertson 2:21 is the time she's come into this meet with. She did that twice last year. Once at this event last year when she won it, and also at the National Championships last June. So we'll see what she can do here. Selected for the European Juniors in breaststroke. She'll be going on that in the summer. One of 4 Scots. Just has the lead in the butterfly, but not by very much. Lovely turn in lane 3 there, Kirsten Laurie. Good.
Yeah,
transition.
Lovely underwater phase there from Kirsten Laurie, really working those dolphin kicks. Although it'll be an interesting backstroke leg when they're pushing her on here. I would expect Katie to come through and assert her authority on the race when we transfer on to breaststroke.
So we'll see whether that's what's going to happen. Coming nicely in lane 8 is Hannah Dryber. She's certainly up in the mix as well now. In fact, right up there at the very front of it, 107.29. Now we'll see Katie Robertson, you would think now, starting to move through. I think she's already now beginning to do that. We'll see whether anybody, maybe Ailsa McDonald could come through as well. The other really strong breaststroker in this field. So there.
Again, just to watch Katie swimming breaststroke there, she just looks so much control, so powerful, so long. A great example for all those younger swimmers out there.
So obviously she is a tall girl, and how do you sort of take that physique into the breaststroke? You know, as a comparison, say, with Yvonne Brown, who's much smaller than her in the previous race.
Yeah, I think it's all it's very technical. We work on the technique aspect. Breaststroke is one of those strokes where you've got to get a good feel for the water. And although you've got a difference between Katie and Yvonne in terms of size and stature, the power to weight ratios are different, so they can take their bodies through the water at different rates.
So commanding victory, all done from the second half. Strong freestyle to back up that 2:18.85 then. Good stuff, very close once again behind her. In fact, just 1/100th of a second separated second and third there. Katie Robertson looks pretty pleased with that result. Looking at that smile on her face there, but just 1/100th then. Katie Smith second, Kirsten Laurie third. You see Katie Robertson coming in there. So another really close affair.
Very much in control from Katie there to take the win, but only 8 100s separating second position and fourth position. So again, goes back to what's going to be a really tight night in all these finals.
That's called swimming down, putting every energy into it. Nice laid back look there at the Dundee contingent. So we're done with 200 IM now, and we go back to the podium. Bronze medalist there in the 15 age group, Ellie Riley of Heart of Midlothian. Lucy Ross of South Lanarkshire, bronze medalist for the 16-year-olds. The silver medalist now, Katie Goodburn of Warrender. Alison Lowe making these presentations, SASA president. Silver medalist Georgina Dennis of Kelly College. And our champions, Ellie Turner of Carnegie, adding to her backstroke gold medals. See her in the 50 later on. Gaia Alcaraz adding to her butterfly medals. And the 17-18s just making their way to the podium now. Not had a lot of time to get out the pool, get their tops on, but they've made it, still puffing a bit. Bronze medalist Kirsten Laurie just missed out by 100th on the silver. And that silver went to Katie Smith of Warrender. Two Warrender swimmers on that silver medal step. And that commanding gold medal from South Ayrshire's Katie Robertson. Look at that, flaunting her Union Jack on that costume there. Of course, a member of the team that went to the World Juniors last summer. And as I mentioned, will be on international duty again this summer. So that's us done with the 200 IM. We go to 200 freestyle now for the boys. As the supporters get the clappers out there. I think that's the Highland swim team. So we got a Highlander, we do, coming up. You can see the swimmers at the blocks. There they are, and going in zero for Dumfries is Ruben Kelly. I'm sporting green this year, I've not seen that before. Lewis Sutherland is their representative going in lane one. Travis Davey, who's had a pretty strong meet, goes for Dundee City Aquatics in lane two. Duncan Young of South Ayrshire is in three. Now here's a boy who's certainly had a strong meet, Stefan Kravis of East Lothian. He goes in lane four. Also, and this should be a good test, I think. Rico Brinkman, who's been very strong in the distance freestyle event, goes for Boston in lane 5. Another East Lothian swimmer, Callum Peebles, is in lane 6. David Kernahan of Warrender in 7. Lane 8 is Sterling swimmer Nathan Campbell, and in 9 Nikita McLean representing Warrender. So 2:11 was Stefan's time, Nico 2:14. I think it'll be a battle between these two, but well, let's wait and see.
Take your marks.
So 200 freestyle, Derek. Obviously quite different from the IM. Still got the single stroke to worry about. It's not a sprint, it's not a distance event. How do you play it?
Well, nowadays it's becoming more of a sprint. It's becoming one of those events that everyone wants to do because of those 4x200 freestyle relay teams that have been so successful for us through Team GB and Team Scotland as well. It's one of those events that you can't take too lightly. You've got to really get out there. But really importantly, you've got to work into that 100 turn and really attack that third 50.
So a good start from Stefan Kravis, 29.74 for his first 50. He is the one setting the pace. In fact, at the moment, his nearest challenge comes from Duncan Young. He's had some good sprint races in these championships so far, and he's just ahead of Rico Brinkman as we come up to halfway, but it's Stefan Kravis by 1.5 meters or so. Turns 1:03.05, so that was, if I do my maths, about a 34 for his second 50, so we'll see whether he can match that in the third 50. It does look like Duncan Young is sticking with him pretty well. Rico Brinkman, who could well be pretty strong in the final 50, is in third place, quite a way ahead of fourth place swimmer Callum Peebles. So I think you're looking here at the leading three, and Rico Brinkman has now moved up into second place and turns for home around about a second, just over a second behind Stefan Kravis, 1:37.19 and 1:38.22. So can Rico put in a challenge down this final half length? Now you're looking at Stefan with Rico out the picture, but he's not that far back. It's about a body length back, so that's probably a bit of an arse now with only 10 meters to go. I think this is going to be another goal for the East Lothian swimmer, Stefan Kravis. One last push from Rico, but it is Stefan Kravis who gets it. Let's look at the time, 2:10.66. So he did a 2:11.81 in the heats this afternoon. Came into the meet on a 2:13, so that's nice progression. Progressed from entry time to heats and then heats to finals. You have to make a coach happy. Who was a terrific 53 yesterday, goes for Scotia in lane 1. There it is, Rory on the right hand side of those two. Then in lane 2 we've got Dundee City Aquatic swimmer Eric Davey. 3, Tony Anderson of City of Glasgow. Jamie McGregor has been very strong in the longer events. He goes for Perth City in lane 4. Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance in 5. He's had a good week too. Evan Jones of Millfield in 6. Jake Kirkham of First in 7. Ewan Houston for Ren 96 in 8. And Jack McGill completes the field for Heart of Midlothian in lane 9.
Take your marks.
So Jamie McGregor 2:07.65 in the heats. Cameron Travis 2:07.98. Good start from Cameron Travis. Very quick off the blocks there. Starts very important, I guess, in any event, particularly in sprints, obviously. But
yeah, it's one of those important factors that allows you to get into the race and settles your mind and settles your body into the race quite quickly. Obviously, you see Cameron there had a really strong start. That's allowed him to get that long, smooth stroke, to be able to conserve the energy to hopefully work in towards this turn at the 100. Interestingly, from this morning, although Jamie and Cameron in those centre lanes, they weren't the fastest out this afternoon, in the heats. So it'll be interesting to see how this race pans out.
Well, very interesting at the moment because they're all in a line across the pool, and it's lane 1. Rory McKinnon, we talked about his 50 freestyle as we introduced them, and he leads 101.79, so it'll be very interesting to see whether he can sustain this in the second half here. Also going well in the green cap in lane 6 is Evan Jones. Now the lights have gone out here in the venue, so the swimmers are still cracking on. You can't see them here, but well, they're not stopping for anything. This is very interesting indeed. The clock's still running, so there is still power in the venue, but not through the lights. And well, I don't know what's going to happen here. I can tell you that Evan Jones is leading at the 150, 134.98. So this is swimming in the dark here at Toll Cross. It's all a bit of a mystery here, so we apologise for that, but well, they are not going to stop for it. Does look, here come the lights again, just in time. I'll wait for our cameras to get used to the light, which is suddenly very bright indeed. And well, I don't know what they're going to do here. Jamie McGregor is going to be first home. Well, it's going to be very interesting for the officials and the meet organised to decide what to do about that. Will they rerun it? We'll wait and see. But well, for what it's worth, Jamie McGregor was first home from Evan Jones, Tony Anderson. I think as a coach you probably want that rerun, wouldn't you, after they've had a suitable rest period?
Depends where you finish, I suppose, Duncan, doesn't it? Yeah, very interesting. I've not had that one myself as a swimmer or a coach. It's nice normally sometimes, but what was really, really good to see is none of the boys seemed to be fazed by that. They just continued and they just raced hard.
Yeah, it was very interesting, yes. So 206.13 there, 206.84, 208.25. So we will come back and let you know what is going to happen there, but we will move on. Suddenly it's got very bright here in the venue with the lights making up, we think, with extra power now. So, well, off we go. That was interesting. 15-year-olds next. They'll be hoping that the lights stay on for them. We've got Graham Baird there of Scotia in 0. Lewis Hammond of South Ayrshire in 1. Angus Allison of Inverleith is in lane 2. Elliot Miller of First in 3. 4 is Cameron Bilsland of South Lanarkshire. 5, Cameron Allison of Dumfries. Daniel Saunders for Warrender is in lane 6 in the red cap there. Douglas Kelly from Mount Kelly College in 7. Chap Munsey of Perth City in 8. And Cameron Leckie of South Lanarkshire in lane 9. 2 Camerons in the centre lanes, Cameron Bilsland, Cameron Allison. Also another couple of swimmers on 204s, Elliot Miller, Daniel Saunders, Douglas Kelly, in fact loads of them, Angus Allison. So this again could be really close.
Take your marks.
So here we go. The lights are still on at this stage.
Yeah, we're going strong so far on this heat. Really interested in this heat. There's only 1.6 seconds separating all 10 swimmers. So it all depends on who was going hard in the heats and who was maybe just making sure they could do what they could do to get in the final. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out as well.
So turning first was Angus Allison in lane 2, 27.83. But as the heat time suggests, not too much in this. Angus Allison, who has been strong this event, has been on top of the podium a few times, and he's got maybe a metre on Elliot Miller beside him, the first swimmer. And then Cameron Bilsland of South Lanarkshire turning third, ahead of Douglas Kelly. 58.22 the split at halfway.
That's a lot quicker than any of them went this morning in the heat. So it'll be interesting to see who's got that work rate at the back end.
So at the moment it looks like it is an Allison Miller contest. There's 3 swimmers in the centre lane, a couple of metres back. You can see there one of them, Cameron Bilsland, the other Cameron up there as well, Cameron Allison, the Dumfries swimmer in the white cap. He's maybe just into third now. behind Miller, who leads them 129.49, 400ths ahead, but there's a right old scrap going here. Looks like Angus Allison has just got the lead back as they come up. 15 metres to go now, and it's Angus Allison starting to push hard now. He's up to a body length ahead of the first swimmer, and it is going to be another gold medal. It's getting very tight for second. Cameron Allison just coming through to get it ahead of Elliot Miller. So 1:59.70 there underneath the 2 minutes. I think he'll be happy about that. Just seeing what Angus was entered on. Well, 1:59.90, that might have been a conversion, but to put Neil in at 1:59.70, he'll be happy with that, and showing great power and determination down that final length.
Yeah, absolutely. Angus made it quite easy for himself there, working really hard up that third 50 to cement his place as winning that. But it was really impressive the way that Cameron Allison from Fries came back in that final 50.
Yeah, so the Allisons doing well there in that one. Don't think they're related. Angus from Edinburgh in Belief and Cameron from Dumfries. Presentations coming up next. Now, looking at it, we just do have the 11 to 13s coming up to the podium, so they're obviously holding that 14 result, so we may well be doing a re-swim of that. We will let you know as soon as we find out. Duncan Young there picking up the bronze medal from South Ayrshire. Rico Brinkman of Boston, silver medal. And there you see Stefan Kravis of East Lothian swim team coming up for the gold. Forbes Dunlop, the Scottish Swimming Chief Executive. Looking cool and casual there, doing the presentations. There are the guys. Handshake time. And off we go to whatever's coming up next. Most of them, I would think, will have at least one more swim to come. So they have to really plan their evening carefully, don't they, Derek, to make sure that they get the right preparation in from swimming down from the last race and preparing yourself for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're also watching at the moment from when the lights went down. There's coaches having conversations with their swimmers to see whether we're going to have a re-swim or whether the result will stand. And that could also have an impact on other events that they might have this evening.
Yeah, certainly there's a bit of a spanner thrown in by that. So we go to the 16-year-olds now, though, and we've got Warren Hussey and Rose going in lane 0. Lewis McKean of North Lanarkshire in 1. John Keane of West Lothian in 2. Keir Buchanan of South Lanarkshire in 3. Greg Fairbairn of North Lanarkshire in 4. Liam McLaughlin of Warrender is in 6. 7 is... Sorry, Liam McLaughlin's in 5. Liam Eccleston of Dumfries is in 6. Stuart Brodie of South Lanarkshire in 7. And Daniel Parker of Warrender in lane 8. No lane 9 in this one. So the 9 swimmers will go. Greg Fairbairn is getting under the 2 minutes. 1:59.93 this morning. He's another one who's had a really good meet. Came into this in a 1:58.7, so he'll be looking to get inside that.
Take your mark.
So Fairbairn in the silver cap in lane 4, off to a good start. Beside him, Liam McLaughlin. The other side, Keir Buchanan. I think at the moment, pretty much going with the seedings. And Keir Buchanan certainly has made his purpose clear. 26.77, so that's a pretty fast first 50. And he's opened up a fairly chunky gap here. The touch for Greg, it is here just by 400s, 58.69 and 58.73 from Liam McLaughlin. Birmingham. And turns for home 1:26.75. A lead of best part of 3 seconds anyway. Liam McLaughlin has second place now.
Thank you, swimmers. Please leave the pool between lane 90. Lane 90.
Looked in total control there from start to finish. Again, just watching the
Kennedy of Warrender in 8 and Finley Saunders, Heart of Midlothian in lane 9.
Take your marks.
So the fastest times in this one in this morning's heats, 1:57s, both Scott Provan and Daniel Ferguson, and then a couple of 1:58s as well, and all the others 1:59.
Yeah, you see Archie there just taking it out as we more than less expected. Although he's not in those centre lanes, he's probably done enough this morning to make sure he's getting in the mix in this final, to be able to get out and really push these guys on.
He's such a strong all-rounder, Archie. At what stage would he be starting to specialise and maybe sort of cut down on events and focus on particular ones?
It's an interesting one. Archie's probably at the stage at the moment where others would be starting to specialise in events, but as you see, there's always exceptions to that rule as you go forward. Some that do multiple events, and Archie seems to be one who, whether it's breaststroke or freestyle or even medley, he just has. It's probably because his skills and his execution of all the strokes and the techniques, and that's why he's able to do a broad range of events.
And you can see here he is looking pretty controlled. Scott Provan is pushing on, and he's clear in second. Then it's the University of Aberdeen swimmer Fraser Agnew in third as they turn to the final length. Scott Provan will be, I think, now focusing on trying to hold on to second place and repel all the challengers behind him. Archie Goodburn, meanwhile, is done and dusted pretty much, other than, of course, he will be constantly driving himself to execute all the way from the first metre to the last, and he brings it in 1:53.10. Came into the meet on a 1:53.43, so it looks like that's another PV for Archie Goodburn. Fraser Agnew 1:56.06 and Scott Provan 1:56.43, so that was a strong finish there from Fraser Agnew just to grab that silver medal.
Yeah, and I think it's important for any of the young swimmers watching someone like Archie out there that it's important, even if there's events where you're probably going to take the win on that event, and to still race it hard and do your best and practice for those tougher events, especially for someone like Archie, who's getting onto the international scene now.
You can see how close Scott Gibson got there as well to a medal, just 500ths away in 4th place. So strong stuff from the South Lanarkshire swimmer. Going back to presentations now, and we've got here the 15-year-old bronze medalist, Elliot Miller, on first. And in the 16-year-old age group, Liam Eccleston from Dumfries. Silver medalist, Cameron Allison of Dumfries. So a couple of Dumfries swimmers on the podium here. And in the 16-year-old Borranders, Liam McLaughlin. Gold medalist, Angus Allison. In the yellow there of Inverleith. And our champion in the 16-year-olds, Greg Fairbairn from North Lanarkshire. And we should be seeing the 17, 18-year-olds coming up to join them. Just having a look, see, yep, they're on their way up now. You can see them coming into shot. Bronze medalist. As we see the medals arrive, just in time. And the bronze goes to Scott Provan from City of Salford. Silver, Fraser Agnew, University of Aberdeen Performance. And the gold medalist, and another very well executed swim, Warrender's Archie Cooper. Photo time for the 9 of them. Still waiting to find out what is happening on the 11 to 13s. We'll see if I can find out on that. It's still under debate, so you could have your say. It's hashtag Stags 2018. What happens when the lights go out?
Again, Duncan, it just goes back to what I said at the end of that race. It all depends on where you finish, I'm sure. Perth City coach out there is not wanting a repeat swim after Jamie's terrific gold medal.
So we have 100 butterfly now. We've got girls followed by the boys here. So we go to the 11 to 13-year-olds there in lane 0 from East Lothian is Megan Porteous. In 1, Drew Mackenzie, her second swim of the night for West Lothian. Rosie Robertson goes for Perth City in lane 2. Erin Taylor of Finns in lane 3. Jory Horn of South Lanarkshire is in 4. Louisa Stoddart of East Lothian in 5. Jess Procus of Carlisle Aquatics in 6. Saskia Wade of City of Glasgow in 7. Jadine Crawford of First in 8. And Millie Mill of Warrender in lane 9. So Jory Horn.
Take your marks.
Louisa Stoddart just 1700 separating them, 110.22, 110.39. Neither of them were in the IM, so we'll see. Should both be fresh for this.
This should be an interesting race, Duncan, because although we've got the 2 girls in lanes 4 and 5, and Jory and Louisa, they were second and third in the 200 fly. But Drew Mackenzie out in lane 1 actually won that 200 fly, so this should be quite an interesting one.
And Jess Procus off to a good start as well, having won that 200 IM earlier. And she is right up in the mix. It's Louisa Stoddart, though, who has the lead at the turn, 32.11. Procus second and Horn third. Coming down the second length, Louisa had a good turn there, and that's just given her the edge. City of Glasgow swimmer going well, that's Saskia Wade. She was also in that 200 IM, of course. So it is Stoddart at the moment. Has just got the edge here, but well, she's by no means sure of this one yet. As they come into the final 5, she's got maybe half a metre in hand here, and she's going to take it. 1:08.64. So good stuff from her there. She improved nicely on a 1:10.39 that she did in the heats this afternoon. So good stuff from Louisa there. 1:09.20 was what she came into the meet with, so improves on over half a second on that. Jory Horn taking second, so a South Lanarkshire medal. can celebrate, Derek.
Yeah, very, very nice swimming. But from that, probably the turn of Louisa Stoddart there was what won her that. She had an absolutely terrific underwater phase coming off the turn. And really good to see that at this young age.
So Bruce Halloran and the East Lothian programme must be doing something right. Bruce will be congratulations there. This was significant progress as well from the East Lothian team, so well done to him. 14-year-olds though, next up, and they're doing her pre-race routine is Scarlett Ferris and Dundee City Aquatics. Lane 1, Jessica Carnes of Aberdeen Dolphin. 2 is Catherine Bailey of Perth City. 3, Natalie Jones from Warrender Baths. 4 is Lucy Grieve, South Ayrshire. 5, Anya Slesser, University of Aberdeen Performance. 6, Iona Wilson of East Lothian. 7 is Amy Watson of Inverclyde. Then we have Lauren Chalmers of Ren 96 in 8 and Alicia Greenshield, City of Glasgow in 9. So this is what you were talking about at the top of the show, Derek.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
the showdown.
This is more than likely going to be a tight one. Obviously, the two girls in the middle, Lucy and Anya. Anya came out on top last night in the 200 fly to Lucy, but more thinking of that 100 fly from Snags 2017 up in Aberdeen, where really tight final between them there.
It's certainly shaping up that way here as well. Lucy Grieve got the best start, but Anya Slesser now right beside her. There's 200s only separating them at the turn, 29.94 and 29.96. The others are fighting for the scraps and the bronze medal. Now this is going to be a head-to-head all the way down the pool. Half a length to go now. In the blue cap, Lucy Grieve of South Ayrshire. In the white cap, Anya Slesser from the University of Aberdeen, and it looks like it's the South Ayrshire girl who's just got the advantage here in the last 6 or 7 metres now. Lucy Grieve up by a metre and a half now. She has got this one and comes in with a very strong second half there, 103.32. And that was a super swim there, 104.49 for Anya Slesser. 103.68 was Lucy's entry time, so again doing a personal best time there to take that. Amy Watson, she's having a terrific meet, isn't she, the Inverclyde swimmer? Yeah, she takes bronze there. Very tight one by 2/10 from Catherine Bailey and Natalie Jones. And only 200s between Amy and Natalie.
Yeah, just when you look back at that race, although Anya and Lucy got onto the wall at the exact same time, it's that surge in the first stroke from Lucy that really propelled her onto that third 25, gave her the momentum to carry that on to take the win.
15-year-olds up next, and you're looking at Morgan Lister of Carnegie in lane 0. Beside her, Emma Russell of Hartlepool Lothian. Second outing for her, as for Morgan in fact, and also for Kirsty Flynn, who goes in lane 2 for Leatherhead. Rachel Grant of North Ayrshire is in 3. Ellie Turner, of course, the winner in that 200 IM, goes in lane 4. Priya Vasey, City of Glasgow in 5. Iona Morley of Winchester in 6. Eve Corrigan for Warrender in 7. Army Vasey of City of Glasgow in 8. And Ella Riley of North Lanarkshire in 9.
Take your marks.
Ellie Turner then, the fastest qualifier, 107.01, having a busy evening. We'll see her in the backstroke later on as well. So can she make it 3 out of 3? Well, this could be a test. She is a good fly swimmer. We saw that in the IM, and she really pushed out hard in the fly in the opening stages. Emma Russell going very nicely in lane 1. Beside her, Morgan Lister, but also the Warrender swimmer there. Eve Corrigan in lane 7, but it is Ellie Turner who leads 30.04, up by 6/10. Corrigan second and Russell third at the turn. Looking pretty good for Ellie Turner here. I think she'll have the stamina to hold this as they do their best to try and pull back at her. Very, very close behind the leader, as they are all in a line, but it is Ellie Turner is going to get her second gold of the night, up by about a metre and a half as she comes in. Wait for the time to come up, 104.48. So Really controlled swim there, and in the end, a pretty comfortable win over a second from Emma Russell second, and Iona Morley third.
Yeah, just watching that finish there. Again, what I was saying earlier, as long as you've got a lane in that final, you'll get an opportunity to win a medal. It's important that we share that with all our swimmers in Scotland to make sure that it doesn't matter where you sit, you've got an opportunity there to win a medal.
Yeah, we saw that lane one there. Emma Russell picking up the silver ahead of Iona Morley. And very nearly Morgan Listy from right in the outside lane. She picked up 4th place from lane 0, so congratulations to her as well.
Don't think it's surprising. I know Morgan finished 3rd in the 200 fly as well, so obviously maybe not getting out as fast as the 50, but coming really strong in the second half.
We go back to the podium now with our butterfly presentations. Medalists there on the podium. It is Saskia Wade in the 11 to 13 age group, Amy Watson in the 14 age group, City Glasgow and Inverclyde respectively. Here are silver medalists, Jory Horn of South Lanarkshire for the 11 to 13s and Anya Slesser in the 14-year-olds. There's a sort of wry smile from her. I'm sure she was hoping for a different colour. Louisa Stoddart ending a day nicely. She was really disappointed this afternoon to be disqualified in the 200 IM, but maybe it's worked out well for her because it allowed her to concentrate on her better event. And that really strong swim there, Lucy Grieve in the 14-year-olds. Tough when an 11 to 13-year-old gets DQ to bring them back up. That's one of coaches' duties, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's all part of the learning process. It'd be really difficult if it was your first disqualification when you're then getting towards a Commonwealth Games trials or an Olympic trials. So actually it's part and parcel of the learning process for any of the young swimmers out there.
Spare a thought for our long-suffering lifeguards here at Glasgow Life. They've got 5 long days. Oh dear, nicely on cue there. You can be excited because you're going to watch the 16-year-old 100 butterfly. There is Emma Calder, Affan Otters going in lane 0. Her first final in the National Championships, I found out earlier today. So congratulations to making the final, Emma. Kirsty Peng goes for Warrender in lane 1. Grace Gibbon, University of Aberdeen, is in 2. Hayley Redpath of Midlothian in 3. Serena Iguarum of City of Glasgow in 4. Gaia Alcaraz, University of Aberdeen in 5. Yvonne Brown of South Lanarkshire is in lane 6. Hannah Young of South Ayrshire in 7. Caitlin Dodds of Finns in 8. And Evie Cuthbert of Midlothian in 9.
Take your marks.
So Serena Iguarum, Gaia Alcaraz, round 2. So a lot of the other ones were in that 200 IM as well. Lady Redpath, Yvonne Brown to name but 2.
Yeah, this should be another interesting race, and we can see that it's already really tight there at the front. It'll be really key to see who can spot that turn, get their hands on the wall and get round the wall really quickly.
Looks like it's going to be Crash turning first, another one looking for her second goal of the night. 29.65 for her, 4/10 up on Iguarum second, Brown in 3rd. I didn't think of Yvonne Brown as a butterfly swimmer, but she's showing that she's pretty strong at it.
Yeah, she doesn't train an awful lot on butterfly. It's more based around those medleys that we do, but she's certainly taken to it really well. Really attacking this, but we'll get a nice tight one here for first and second.
So at the front though, it's really, really tight here, and there's going to be absolutely nothing in it as they come in. Oh, so close! It goes to Iguarum, 103.04 against Gaia Alcaraz is 103.12. Wow, what a finish there, and Yvonne Brown is we were talking about there, takes the bronze in 106.76 ahead of Midlothian's Ailey Redpath. Look at this finish, Derek, and could you pick out who was going to get that one?
Probably just at that one stroke to go there, Serena getting her arms round just that little bit quicker. It's difficult still at 5 metres to go, but you want to try and increase that turnover in towards the wall. Again, another terrifically close race as we predicted before the session started.
So we have the 17-18s. We're getting some news about that swim when the lights went out. We'll give you that shortly, but let's focus first on the 17-18 final. We have Nicola Lees of West Lothian in 0, Sophie Smith of St Thomas in 1. Then we have 2 from Millfield School, Emma Harvey in lane 2, Isabel Jones in lane 3, the winner of the 200 fly yesterday. 4 is Yasmin Perry, University of Aberdeen. 5, Anna Fleming of the City of Glasgow. 6 is Kirsten Laurie of First. 7, Katie Taylor of Heart of Midlothian. Lane 8, Jessica Damon of Warrender. And lane 9, Amy Richardson from Best.
Take your marks.
3 swimmers all on 63, 63.3 and 63.4. Maybe you would think Isabel Jones would be the favourite here. We'll find out in the next minute. Yasmin Perry, though, had the fastest entry time, which she did pretty recently in North District age group, so let's see whether she can bring this in. Isabel Jones represented Scotland in the Commonwealth Youth Games last year, so I think she'd be a candidate, although probably hasn't tapered for this race. She'll be focusing on things later on in the year. Yasmin Perry does lead from Anna Fleming 2nd, Isabel Jones in 3rd. Down the pool, and so it is the Aberdeen swimmer who's got the advantage here. Half a length to go. Anna Fleming on one side, Isabel Jones on the other side. I don't think either of them are going to catch her. There's a number of other swimmers pretty close as well as they come towards the finish, but it's Perry who is going to lead them home. Never really challenged at all there, so good swim from her, 1:02.04. Just outside the time she entered on here, 1:01.79, but a good work out there and really pushing it on. In 2nd place, Isabel Jones, just ahead of Kirsten Laurie.
Yeah, another exciting tight finish there. Obviously Yasmin out there, clear winner, really attacking the second half of the race. But a great finish from Kirsten Laurie to come back in 3rd.
And there is the summary of the result for you. 1:02.04, Yasmin Perry. Isabel Jones 1:02.97, Kirsten Laurie 1:03.34, just moving past Anna Fleming down the stretch there. Back to presentations now. 15s and the 16-year-olds up on the podium. Christy making these presentations as Scottish Swimming Board member. The bronze medalists, just as Iona Morley for the 15-year-olds. Sam Lanarkshire's Yvonne Brown, 16-year-olds. Pretty happy with that bronze medal, doesn't she?
Yes, absolutely delighted. She's just taken another massive chunk off her best time there. She's having a terrific week so far.
So there's a lot to like about that. The silver medalist, 15-year-old Emma Russell. And the 16-year-old Skylar Paris, so gold and silver tonight for her. And the gold medalist, Ellie Turner, gold and gold for her.
Interesting to see if Ellie can make it a hat-trick later with the 50 back coming up as well.
And that time contest, Serena Iguara taking the gold for the 16-year-olds. One thing you can rely on with Serena, and she's always got a big smile when she's on the podium. Here come the 17, 18-year-olds. Kirsten Laurie, 2nd bronze of the evening for her. Silver medalist Isabel Jones. And the gold medalist and Scottish champion Yasmin Perry. What's going on here? She's going to have to wait until she gets introduced to the venue. Now she stands up, gets her gold medal. Good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, great set of 100 flies there from the girls. Obviously the boys 100 flies coming up, so hoping for more of the same.
So just the news on that 14-year-old, I'm told that the coaches were given the opportunity to repeat the swim. They didn't have to. 3 swimmers have chosen to repeat their swim, and that's going to happen at the end of the session. So those times will be put in with the times that the other 7 made, and that will decide who gets the medal. So the 3 who are going to go again are Jack McGill of Hearts, Cameron Travis of University of Aberdeen, and Eric Davey, Dundee City Aquatic. So they obviously felt that they were disadvantaged by the lights going out. The others felt that, well, they've got a time in the bank and let's stick rather than twist.
Interestingly, you don't see any of those medalists that are taking their chance, because obviously that will cancel the time out of the swam in the final.
Yeah, so the ones at the front are sticking rather than twisting. So we go to the boys 100 butterfly now, the 11 to 13s. And we've got Conrad Slesser, University of Aberdeen, going in 0. Nathan Campbell of Stirling Swim in 1. 2 Mackenzie Markwick from Western Bartonshire. 3 Owen Ray of Warrender. 4 Stephen Travis on his second outing for East Lothian. Ewan McLeod in 5, South Lanarkshire. Brody Gordon-Gibson of Warrender in 6. Reuben Kelly of Dumfries in 7. Owen Carroll of Forres in 8. And Scott Fleming, South Lanarkshire, in lane 9. So away they go. Times well, 1:05 for Stephen Travis is much faster than any of the others. We saw him in impressive form earlier. So can he pick up his second gold? You wouldn't bet against him, I don't think, Derek.
No, but I think it's important still for Stefan when you've got this opportunity to probably race the clock. There's a bit less pressure on you as part of the race. The interesting race will be for second place with 3 boys coming in at 1:11 in the heats.
Brody Gordon-Gibson turning second behind Stephen Travis, with Mackenzie Markwick in 3rd. The others, most of them pretty close, but there is Stephen Travis in the black of East Lothian swim team. Maybe not leading by quite as much as you might have expected. Brody Gordon-Gibson sort of putting in a good swim in lane 6, and Warrender swimmer also going well. That's Owen Ray in lane 3. It could be a Warrender 2-3 here behind Stephen Travis, who takes it in 1:05.90. So he's just fractionally in front of his time that he did earlier on. Second place was Brody Gibson, and 3rd was Owen Ray, 1:09.46 and 1:10.23. So gold medal number 2 for Stefan. And the 2 Warrender boys will be adding to the challenge. You look pretty pleased with your young lad, Scott Fleming there.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott came into this meet purely to gain experience. He's only 11 at the moment, 12 to later in the year, so it's about gaining that experience to then be at the top of that age group next year.
So we'll be watching him with interest next year. But it was Stephen Travis, Brody Gordon-Gibson, Owen Ray, the 1, 2, 3 there as we go down to the 14-year-olds. See them lined up. We have Ewan Duns going for West Lothian in 0. Hamish McFarlane of Western Bartonshire will be in lane 1. Ben Montgomery of Carnegie in lane 2. 3 is Elliot Sinclair of Dumfries. Just wait for the cameras to catch up with our swimmers. That's lane 1 swimmer Hamish McFarlane. 2 there, Ben Montgomery. Elliot Sinclair, as I said, in 3. Cameron Gordon, also Dumfries in 4. 5, Cameron Travis, Aberdeen's performance. Cameron Creaney, North Lanarkshire in 6. Callum Rose and Sam Glass, both from Warren, in 7 and 8. And Kieran Breckenser leads the field in lane 9 for Aberdeen Dolphin. 1:02.92, Cameron Gordon, fastest in the heats earlier. Cameron Travis, the faster time on paper coming into this meet. It was Cameron Gordon with a pretty big PB in the heat, so can he replicate it, I guess is the question here. If you do a big PB in a heat swim, is it pretty hard to do it again a few hours later?
Yes, it's
he's having a good show of things here. Certainly challenging for the silver now, but it is Cameron Gordon, the clear winner here. Touch going to Cameron Travis for second, I think. Yes, well, no, in fact, goes the other way there. Looks like that to me, but we'll see if that is confirmed. Elliot Sinclair at the moment showing a Dumfries 1-2 from Cameron Travis.
Yes, certainly from a coach's point of view, it's important to get your hand in the wall as quick as you can. Even though you're presenting your hands to the ball, it's important that you actually get touch fingertips first rather than flat hand.
Yeah, well,
Cameron Travis is possibly within flat hands there to finish, just been touched out.
Oh, yes, and it looked like that when you looked at it again. So there's a bit of a learning there, and learning's good. So take something from that to his next competitions. 15-year-olds up next, and there in lane 0 for Aberdeen is James Taylor. In 1, Adam Young, Dundee City Aquatics. Across to lane 2, we've got Marcus Scullion of Winchester. Lane 3 is Bryce Proctor of Dumfries. For Mark Ford, City of Glasgow. By Fraser Kelly of Northamptonshire. Second Dumfries swimmer, Owen McBurney, is in 6. Miles Lapsley of West Lothian in 7. Ethan Brown of Arbroath St Thomas in 8. And Finley Cousins of University of Aberdeen Performance in lane 9. So again, we've got 2 Dumfries swimmers in the pool here. They must be taking some pleasure from what they've just seen, so they can take inspiration from it as well. Disqualified just over the minute. Mark Ford on 0025. Mark, a strong member. 59.41 entry time he did last summer at the British Summer Championships. So we'll see what he can produce here. Certainly will be hoping to go under the minute. To a decent start. City of Glasgow swimmer in lane 4. He's maybe a metre and a half up as we come towards the turn. Goes through that in 27.68. Down 6/7 up on Bryce Proctor, one of those Dumfries swimmers, and Fraser Kelly of North Ayrshire.
Mark's certainly given himself an opportunity to make the 60-second barrier there. Been out just over 27.5 seconds, so that should give him a good opportunity on this. Marcus Scullion looking really strong there in lane 2.
Mark Ford then very, very close for second now. Gets it by Bryce Proctor. It is Bryce Proctor. I was doubting myself after calling it wrong last time. Bryce Proctor though does get another Dumfries medal, so they're having a nice little run here. Marcus Scullion just behind him, 59.31.
And it just highlights the importance of the skills as you see these boys coming into the wall and spotting the wall on butterfly to make sure that you finish properly, because you don't want to glide in and you're losing momentum into the wall. And then someone comes in on a full stroke and can easily touch you out.
So we're back to presentations now. So on to the podium. Still looking in the east, making these presentations. Live up to 13th, bronze medalist. So in Graham Warrender, and in the 14th, Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance, silver medalist. Pretty pleased to get it. I think this might be his first Scottish age group medal. Brodie Gibson of Warrender, cousin of Archie Goodburn. So a little bit of trivia for you. Silver medal, Elliot Sinclair from Dumfries. Gold medalist, Stephen Travis in 11th, 13th. Second gold of the night, of course. The East Lothian swimmer, Cameron Gordon, with that terrific swim in the 14-year-olds. Snazzy haircut from Mr. Travis there.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be interesting later for the re-swim for the 200 free. Cameron Travis has just done, say, second swim of the evening there, but he's one of those three that is going in later. So obviously just looking at the results, he's looking to take probably around 0.3, 0.4 of a second to come down to 208, 0.2, which was bronze medal positioned earlier when the lights went out. So it'll be interesting going forward.
Yeah, so he obviously thinks that he can improve his position, so yeah, it will be very interesting. But before all that, we've got the 16-year-old boys 100 fly, Edward Olson there in lane 0 for East Lothian. Oscar Smiley beside him, lane 1 South Ayrshire. Lane 2 is John Keane of West Lothian. 3 Alex Johnson of Helensburgh. Lane 4 Fraser Wilson of Midlothian. Lane 5 Liam Harkin of First. 6 is Mark Innes of Warrender. 7 Johan Fawcett of South Lanarkshire. Rory Young of Heart of Midlothian in 8. And Ian Rose of Warrender in 9. Just over the minute in the heats in this one, 1:00.93. Fraser Wilson the fastest. So he'll be eyeing the minute, trying to get under that. Looking at Fraser's entry time, 59.75, fairly recent time, did at the Commonwealth Pool in January at East Districts. He'll be hoping to certainly be in the 59s here, if not before, but he's not first to the wall. That is Liam Harkin beside him, the first swimmer. That's the advantage. Blue against green here. Liam Harkin holding Fraser Wilson at the moment down the second lane. I think it's going to be between these two. Close contest for third place. Lanes 1, 2 and 3 all there, Smiley, Keane and Johnson. But at the front now it's getting very tight. Looks like Fraser Wilson maybe just edging through. Pushing hard in lane 1, Oscar Smiley, but it's going to be the Midlothian swimmer, Fraser Wilson. He gets it, 1:00.52. Might be a little disappointed with that time, but not with the win. Sometimes it's all about racing.
You've got 100 separating second and fourth. Oh, sorry, joint third there.
Yep, we have a tie for the bronze medal. And just 100th ahead of them, the silver medalist, Alex Johnson. So Mark Innes and Ian Rose, 2 Warrender swimmers, cannot be separated there.
That just echoes my point earlier about how close it's going to be tonight. You even take Oscar Smiley there in 5th and only 6 100s behind, and Liam Harkin in 6th, only another further 2 100s behind that. So 8 100s separate 5 swimmers there.
And the bronze medal into the swimmer in lane 9, just reinforcing your point you made earlier about that as well.
Absolutely, as long as you've got a lane of the same length, the same width, the looks are the same, and it's just reinforcing that to the swimmers that they've got an opportunity. So it'll be interesting to see, hopefully our swimmers out close, hopefully they can make it in those finals and take these opportunities as well.
So the last of our 100 butterflies, 17, 18-year-olds, Finley Hart of East Lothian in 0, Angus Nichols, City of Glasgow 1, Thomas Balfour, also East Lothian, also City of Glasgow, I should say, in lane 2, Craig Greenock, North Lanarkshire in 3, then 3 Warrender swimmers, Archie Goodburn back for a second run in 4, Jenna Walsh in 5, Jamie McDonald in 6, 7 is Western Bartish's Carl Barrett, in lane 8, Jack Green, Thomas and Innes McMillan. Goes for Aberdeen Dolphin in lane 9. Archie Goodburn looked very good earlier on in the total freestyles, and let's see what he can do now here in the 100 butterfly. Probably his premier event. He did a 55.32 at the Commonwealth Pool recently in the Edinburgh Internationals, which included the British Championships. Of course, that was the selection event for the European Juniors. He's on that team, and he is leading this by quite a margin from his teammate Jonah Walsh in lane 5. Cam Warren to make it a 1-2-3 here. Craig Greenock in lane 3 was looking to try and stop that. Jamie McDonald is trying to make it happen. Greenock Greenock going well though in lane 3. No doubt he's going to take this one. Another big victory for Archie Goodburn, 55.24. That's even faster than the time he did in Edinburgh. So another superb time, just a tad away from the 16-year-old national age group record, less than a quarter of a second off that. So another brilliant swim from Archie Goodburn. He just does it again and again, Derek.
Yeah, absolutely. He's actually quite a good role model for all these younger swimmers here. I'm hoping that many of the swimmers are watching Archie in terms of just his ability to race hard all the time.
Confirmation of the performance there. Unfortunately, we had disqualification there in lane 8. Maybe our first of the night, I think. Greenock split the Warrender swimmers in the end. The North Lanarkshire swimmer getting the silver ahead of Jonah Walsh on Warrender. So that's the end of our butterflies, barring our presentations, which are coming up right now. Starting with the 15s and the 16-year-olds. We'll be on to sprints next after this presentation. Bronze medalist for the 15-year-olds is Marcus Scullion from Winchester. Strong base there in the south. And we have the double bronze medalist, the two Warrender boys, Mark Innes and Ian Rose. Just wondering whether they picked up that they are double bronze medalists. Yes, I think they have. There we go. They both get their bronze medals. Silver in the 15-year-old age group, Bryce Proctor of Dumfries. And Alex Johnson of Helensburgh. I think that's the first Helensburgh medal in these championships. So very well done to Alex. Gold medalist Mark Ford, pretty happy with things in the 15-year-olds. And Fraser Wilson looking knackered, it has to be said, in the 16-year-olds. I think he always looks a bit like that after a race. Fraser really puts heart and soul into everything he does.
Yeah, it's a key one for Fraser every time you see him race, whether that's a heat or a final. He'll always give you 100%.
Yeah, it's a birthday for someone.
I think it was City of Glasgow coach Daniel Grayson's birthday yesterday.
It is.
It might be yesterday, it might be today.
17-18's up next. And Jonah Walsh was the bronze medalist. Silver medalist Craig Greenock and gold medalist Archie Goodburn. If you look at Fraser there, still looking puzzled. Archie Goodburn just looking as smooth as silk.
Yeah, I think as you move forward and you're picked on GB teams and so on, you gain that experience. That these events are really important on how that takes Archie forwards towards the summer. And it's really important that he races these events, because he's going to need to race really hard in heats and finals when it comes to those international events.
Shot of one of our officials. There's a great squad of officials joining us for these championships, because without them it doesn't work. So big thanks to all of our officials. We go to the other end of the pool now for our next event, just waiting for the swimmers. Here they come now to the blocks. That is normally the turn end. So at the far end, lane 0, is Catriona Stewart of Helensburgh. We just saw a Helensburgh medalist, so who knows? Maybe Catriona can get a second one in quick succession. Abby Armstrong, Dundee City Aquatics, is in 1. Natasha Simpson of Warrender goes in lane 2. 3 is Martha Reeves of Biggest Hill in Dundee. 4, Rachel Saunders of Warrender. 5, Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow. 6, Holly McGill of Heart of Midlothian. 7 is Jessica Dempster of West Lothian. Lane 8, Bruce Robertson of Perth City. And lane 9, Emma DeVette of West Lothian. So just the one length of the pool. Rachel Saunders fastest in the heats, 32.25. So we'll see how fast she can go here. So 32.25. Rachel Saunders comes into the speed time of 32.01. She did in January. Can she go under 32 here? Can she win it? That's the first question. Lane 5, Saskia Wade is right there with her. So it's red against blue, Warren against City of Glasgow. They are the two big fish in these championships. Lane 3, Martha Reeves just behind them, but it's going to be the Warrender girl taking it, Rachel Saunders, and she does get under 32 seconds as well, 31.82 for her. Saskia Wade second, 32.30, and Martha Reeves. So just saw our first Helensburgh medal. I'm pretty sure that's her first Bingers Hill medal. So well done to Martha.
Yeah, not actually far away there, just from doubling up those medals for Helensburgh. Mackenzie Gurley-Stewart finishing in 4th as well.
Yes, from lane 0. Labouring this point now to death, aren't we? But,
absolutely. It's been a terrific set of finals so far this evening. Obviously plenty more to come.
So good stuff from those three. And we go straight to the 14-year-old final now, as we just see some of that Warrender contingent, some of the others. There's the De Vries crew. They're all on the side of the pool supporting their swimmers, which is great to see. They're really showing encouragement. Glasgow there looks a bit done up there with the war paint. But let's focus on the racing. Anja Slesser on an outside lane. That's an unusual place for her. University of Aberdeen performance. So she's in 0. Rowan Saunders of Heart of Midlothian in 1. Natalie Jones of Warrender is in 2. Laura Murray of Stirling Swim in 3. Elise McQueenie of City of Glasgow in 4. Beside her, her teammate Katie Shanahan. 5, Abby Sinclair of Warrender. Amy Heron of Tynemouth in 7. Neve Green of Dumfries in 8. And Morgan Anderson of Dundee City Aquatics in lane 9 there in the pink cap. So we see the swimmers all ready to go. Queenie and Shannon, the two fastest, just 100 separating them, but there was nothing in it with a number of the others as well. So this is all about, I guess, execution of the skills down one length of the pool.
Yeah, absolutely. What a terrific start there from Katie Shanahan, using that full 15 metres off the start. Wasn't on the face to the full, but the rest following closely behind. It'll be interesting to see for silver and bronze.
Looks like it is going to be Shannon then taking it, as you said, and McQueenie in second. The question is who's going to get third. Very, very close indeed. So Shannon 30.62, McQueenie second 31.50. And it's Rowan Saunders of Hearts taking the bronze medal 32.03. So good stuff there.
Yeah, that was always going to be a tight one there, less than a second separating all the girls from the heats. So you just need that opportunity, especially getting that start right.
It's perhaps in backstroke as much as any with that. You know, obviously it's a skill really to get a strong push off the wall and make the most of the underwater stage before you come up at the 50, or as near to the 15-metre marker as you can.
Yeah, well, it depends what your underwater phases are like. If you're not as strong yet, obviously these girls are only at 14 years this year, so you might not be fully developed. And although you're working on those skills, you might be able to just go a little bit shorter and get up and sprint the 50. But as obviously you see with Katie there, she's got some really highly developed skills and executes them really well.
And then the tip hit the wall at the end as well.
Absolutely. And those finishes were key. It's just interesting there watching, the girl just in lane 9, really strong there till the last 5 metres, and it's about keeping that stroke rate going, make sure you finish with full stroke.
So we go to the 15-year-olds now. Mari McDonald of University of Aberdeen performance in 0. Georgia Knox of North Lanarkshire in 1. Elaine Murray of Brock in 2. Ava Simpson of Dumfries in 3. Lucy Lucas of East Lothian in 4. Ellie Turner going for the hat-trick both tonight and in backstroke for Carnegie in 5. Morven Lister in 6, also Carnegie. Maria Caprelli of Dundee City Aquatics going into the water there in 7. Katie Goodburn in 8 for Warrender, and Holly Shand of Elgin in 9. So can Ellie Turner get her third gold of the night, her third backstroke gold? Lucy Lucas, though, the fastest qualifier, very much a 50 backstroke specialist. She was a 10th faster than Ellie Turner in this morning's heat. She'll be hoping that she can really produce her best here.
Yeah, terrific start there also down here from Katie Goodburn as well, so be interested to see how this one finishes.
All to play for here as they come down the pool, as you said. Katie Goodburn going very well. Beside her in lane 3, Ava Simpson. I think it's going to be between these two as they come to the wall. Oh, so close. And it goes to Ava Simpson. So another Dumfries victory. Dumfries having a good night. 30.78 for her. Elaine Murray second. And Ellie Turner has to settle for the bronze in the end. Maybe just those earlier races taking a bit out of her, or maybe it's just that she's more of an endurance athlete than a sprinter.
I don't know, because she still swam about half a second quicker there than she did in her heat swim. Yeah, the key thing there was just the turnover of those girls who were the top three. They just really kept it going. And actually, interestingly, when you watch Ava Simpson, she finished on that full stroke, the long arm. Which was key to obviously winning that tight one again.
Yes, they haven't actually. Well, I think we must be okay because the scoreboard, they're moving on to the medal presentations. I'm guessing that has now been accepted as the result. But well, it was very, very close. So we go to our presentations now for the 11 to 13 to 14-year-old 50 backstrokers. Bronze medalist there, Martha Reeves for the 11 to 13s, and Rowan Saunders for Hearts in the 14-year-olds. Silver medalist Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow, and her teammate Elise McQueenie in the 14-year-olds. And gold medal was Rachel Saunders. 13s. She's pretty serious about it. 14-year-olds, once again, it's Katie Shannon. Swim. In the 200 IM already this evening. And the backstroke. So number 2 of the evening for her. Up to the blocks now, the 16-year-olds. Stretch on your t-shirt, stretch on your feet there from that young girl in the gallery. Crowd's starting to thin now as we come towards the end of the evening. We have here 16-year-old Rachel Gillespie of Montgomery Bearsden in 0, Sophie Cameron of South Ayrshire in 1. Lane 2, Caitlin Dodds of Finns, the pale blue cap there. 3 is Lucy Ross of South Lanarkshire. 4, Ellis Shields of Montgomery Bearsden. Elizabeth Wafer of Preston is in 5. Erica Chopek of Best in 6. Alice Meldrum, South Lanarkshire in 7. Amber Jaffrey of University of Aberdeen Performance in 8. Katie Tuller of South Aberdeenshire in lane 9. Turner not quite able to do the backstroke hat trick, but Ellis Shields maybe can do that. The Montgomery Bearsden swimmer in lane 4. She is the fastest qualifier, 30.83, and about half a second on Elizabeth Wafer and Lucy Ross in the heats. So there they go. You see that underwater, and well, Ellis a lot more underwater than the others there. Is that going to be to her advantage?
I would hope so. It's something that she works very hard on. It's just all about maintaining that stroke rate there, coming down this 50.
Well, very, very close here. And it looks like maybe lane 3, Lucy Ross is going to get this one. She's got the edge coming to the wall. And Ellis coming at her right at the end. But it's Lucy Ross there. 30.82, Ellis Shields 30.90, and third place Rachel Gillespie from lane 0, 31.12, just touching out Caitlin Dodds into 4th place. Lucy Ross, backstroke gold.
Interesting one. I know she's doing this for probably, yeah, she takes it serious, but a bit of fun as well, give a different difference to her programme. She had a bit of illness at the start of the year, so it's got to do some different events just to get herself a bit of a positive mind again, and can't have much more of a positive mind than that than beat the backstroke specialist.
Yes, so just to remind you, this was really known as a breaststroker, but
yeah.
I mean, that must, if you have been had problems early in the season with illness or injury, and then to come back and do something a bit different and then surpass your expectations of that has to be a good confidence boost.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you see that, she's actually had a far positive meeting this week, and each meeting she's been having since has just been progressive, and that's what you've won towards the Summer Championships.
So the last of our 50 backstrokes is the 17-18s. We've got Kayla Manson of Shetland in 0, Molly Young, City of Glasgow in 1, Alice Alcaraz in 2 for University of Aberdeen Performance, Neve Ritchie of Warrender in 3, Emma Harvey of Millfield in 4, Caitlin Duffy of South Ayrshire is in 5, 6 is Jessica Damon of Warrender, 7 Alicia Lumsden of South Aberdeenshire, and a driver of Aberdeen and Sarah Anderson of Warrender complete the field. 30.69 Emma Harvey, 30.85 Caitlin Duffy, perhaps the fancied swimmers here. Coming out of the start, again pretty much in a line as they come down. Hannah Driver going well in lane 8, so lane 3 Neve Ritchie, and I think maybe Neve has the advantage now. Emma Harvey pushing through to try and challenge her, but it's going to be the Warrender swimmer Neve Ritchie who takes it in 30.41. Second place Alice Alcaraz in lane 2, and third place Emma Harvey in lane 4, and it looks like we've got a disqualification there. Lane 5 Caitlin Duffy unfortunately disqualified. Didn't see it. Did you see what that might have been for?
Never seen that, but you just wonder whether we obviously these girls at the age that they're getting to, they want to push things to the limit, so I wonder if she's maybe just crossed that 15 metre mark.
Possibly. That, of course, is the danger when you try and maximise it, just to get that slightly wrong, and you take the other side and you're out. So 30.41, a nice swim from Neve Ritchie there. She's having a good meet. Warrender swimmer getting valuable points to the Warrender cause. Alice Alcaraz and Emma Harvey second and third. Presentations once again. They've not been able to go back and pick up their shirts, or most of them haven't. Some of them maybe just themselves shirts at the other end of the pool. Turner, bronze medalist in the 15-year-old age group. Rachel Gillespie, the 16-year-olds. Silver medalist Elaine Murray of Broch in the 15-year-old age group. And Ellis Shields from Guy Best End. So those girls going for the triple, they're just not quite able to do it. And storming swim there, gold medalist Ava Simpson of Dumfries. Certainly her first gold of these championships in the 15-year-old. And Lucy Ross, that we just talked about there. Bonus gold, if you like, in the backstroke for the South Lanarkshire swimmer. The 17-18-year-olds now join them. Emma Harvey to the podium for the bronze medal, representing Millfield School. Silver medalist Alice Alcaraz of University of Aberdeen. And gold medalist from Warrender, Neve Ritchie. So done with our sprint, something completely different now, 400 individual medley. So we started off with 200. We were meant to finish off with the 400 IM. Of course, we got that bonus event coming up, the 3 swimmers in the 200 free, so that's a little extra for us at the end. Of course, it will have a bearing on the medal position potentially. Quite interesting how that's going to work. So the swimmer finishing 4th obviously felt they should have done better, so having another go. The swimmer that was 3rd and 2nd might be sweating a bit at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. probably more if you're the swimmer in third. There's only 0.3 to drop, so it'll be interesting because Cameron Travis has had a couple of swims already tonight, but it's probably important in that re-swim just to have a go, and whatever happens.
Yeah, so before that we've got 3 400 IM events. It's 15, 16s and 17, 18s. The younger swimmers heat declared winner this afternoon. Run quickly through this. Felix Hale, Inverleith, Ryan Duncan of St Thomas, Thomas Coates of West Lothian, Mark Ford, City of Glasgow, Angus Allison of Inverleith, Fraser Kelly of North Ayrshire, Cameron Allison of Dumfries, Sean Craig Mile of East Lothian, Jamie Ferguson of Mid Lothian, Nathan Grimley of West Lothian. That's your lineup. Just the signal now going into the pool and getting ready for 8 lengths. Starting with butterfly, of course. Times from the heats. Now, the 15-year-olds in particular, Derek, I guess they won't have done heats and finals too much in a big competition. So, having done the heats in the morning, is there an issue with them having to do it again in the evening, or is it long enough away that they're well recovered and raring to go?
I think that's a good learning curve from that 15-year-olds upwards, because at that point you're hoping that you're starting to gain the experience to move forwards across into international teams and international waters where you're expected to do heats and finals. So it will just be interesting to see how this pans out, because obviously at this stage boys have had multiple swims across the week, maybe multiple swims this evening, so it'll be interesting just to see what tactics they use and how the changes between the strokes.
4:34 Angus Allison, so he is one of those swimmers who has already swum in the 200 freestyle earlier.
Yeah, watching Angus this morning, Angus seemed to take the backstroke leg fairly controlled, fairly comfortable, and Mark Ford was quite a bit ahead. If you look at the split times from this morning after the backstroke, when we watch Angus, he's got a really strong breaststroke, so you would imagine if he's got a commanding lead after backstroke, we would cement that when we move on to the breaststroke leg.
So I think at the moment things are a bit ominous for the rest of the field. Although having to go now is Fraser Kelly. It looks like it might be closing a little bit, although as you can see there, Angus has quite a margin, maybe 2 to 3 metres up. Fraser Kelly in second. It's lane 3 Mark Ford in third, just ahead of Thomas Coates. Through into the breaststroke, 2:19.06 for Angus Allison.
Yeah, and that's significantly faster for Angus. He was through in 2:27.32 this morning. So obviously just making sure he was in that final comfortably, maybe taking the front end of the race and the heat just with a little more control, probably to conserve some energy and looking towards the finals this evening.
And certainly now they're into breaststroke. It's looking very much like an Angus Allison emphatic victory. Going through, halfway through the breaststroke, 2:58.73. Let's see what his lead is. 3:04.34 for second place, Fraser Kelly. So what's that? 5.5 seconds roughly. Race is about second, not in your shot at the moment, but I can tell you it's reasonably close as we see Angus there.
Yeah, Angus is looking really strong on this breaststroke leg. He's just got a really nice tempo, really nice stroke rate to his breaststroke that you need across a 400 IM, really working the second 50 of each stroke. And he's going to take this comfortably through the freestyle leg.
3:39.36, so about a 1:20 for his breaststroke. So 4:56 was his time this morning. Went into this meet from his time last summer, winning the British Summer Championships, 4:41. So we'll see how close he can go. He'd need to do a 62 for his freestyle to match that. It's probably probably a bit of an ask.
Yeah.
See
And
here,
I think we should
13.
watch out for Cameron Allison here. Obviously, with silver medal in the 200 freestyle earlier this evening. So looking for him, he's just turned in third place there with 50 to go. So he's probably looking to hunt down Fraser Kelly if he can on this final 50.
As we can see there, a massive expanse of water behind Angus Allison, so almost a victory lap here on the freestyle for him as he brings it in. Fraser Kelly holding second pretty well. Looks like Thomas Coates is going to be ahead of Cameron Allison for third. That is the 1-2-3 as they come in. That time from Angus Allison 4:45.91. Second place is Fraser Kelly.
And a terrific last 100 from Thomas Coates there. Obviously we've seen Cameron Allison earlier in the 200 freestyle, so you would have expected him maybe to be able to come back, but it depends how much energy he's expended to win that silver medal in the 200 freestyle earlier. Certainly Thomas Coates had a really strong freestyle leg.
Fraser Kelly, we still haven't, so you can see there just a couple of disqualifications coming through, unfortunately. So lane 7 and lane 9, 2 disqualifications. It doesn't affect the top 3 though. Angus Allison, Fraser Kelly and Thomas Coates confirmed as our 3 medalists. The second of our individual medley races, 16-year-olds making their way to the podium. We've got Liam Eccleston in lane 0 there, leading his way across to his lane. Lane 1 is Jack Dalgetty, Dundee City Aquatics. In lane 2, Struan Kingdom of Red 96. Lane 3, Mark Innes of Warrender. 4 is Rory Dixon of North Ayrshire. 5, Ethan Hall of South Lanarkshire. 6 is Edward Alsop of East Lothian. 7, Conor Massey, City of Glasgow. Lane 8, Evan Clark, North Ayrshire. Lane 9 is empty, so 9 swimmers going here. Fastest of whom was Rory Dixon, 4:50 in the heats. Quite a bit faster than anybody else, so the North Ayrshire man, perhaps the favourite. In fact, I think definitely the favourite.
Take your marks.
So they set off. And make their way down the first of 8 lengths. Still too early really to call an early advantage, although now starting to edge into the lead is Rory Dixon. Going well to his left-hand side. Ethan Bourne and Edward Alsop. So those 3, not too much in it. Dixon though does turn first, 29.32. 18 hundredths ahead of the other 2. Just 100th apart at the first turn. So there's not so much in it, but Rory Dixon now in the second half of the butterfly just beginning to stretch the lead a bit. Edward Alsop into second place ahead of Ethan Horn. That's going to be the 1-2-3 at the end of the butterfly. Of course, things can change as we go from stroke to stroke. 103.48 for Rory, 104.77 for Edward, 105.96 for Ethan. Along with Ethan, Conor Massey in 7, Evan Clark in 8. Over on the other side of the pool, right up at the top, you just see on the top right hand side of the screen there, Liam Eccleston of Dumfries, trying to stay in the mix. Still, it is Dixon followed by Alsop.
Yeah, Rory's looking strong here so far, and he's got a good breaststroke as well, so we would expect him obviously just to surge ahead of the rest of the field, but it'll be an interesting one because it looks pretty wide open across the lanes at the moment. Obviously it's not your shot at the moment, but certainly Liam Eccleston going well up in 0.
So Rory gives you a sense of what's going on behind him now. But Allsop still holding on to second, having a pretty good backstroke in fact. And close for third. Ethan Horn's in the mix, so is Connor Massey. Not far behind them, Liam Exton and Struan Kingdom in lane 0 and 2. But 4.3 seconds of an advantage for Rory Dixon going into breaststroke. So, well, I don't think we're going to see anybody giving him a run for his money now. I think it could get very interesting behind him as we go to the breaststroke. Probably not Evan Allsop's best event.
See Ethan Horn coming through with Connor Massey there, just chasing Edward. Really trying to have a go on this first line for the breaststroke leg. Again, goes back to the first heat. We've got obviously Rory Dixon right out there at the moment. Rory looking really strong. He's got probably a lower stroke than other swimmers that swim breaststroke, back to like Archie Goodburn that we were speaking about earlier. But it's certainly effective for Rory, and it's key that not everyone needs to swim with the same technique. It's about what you do with your own technique that makes that the quickest for you.
North Ayrshire over the years have produced some pretty useful swimmers, and certainly I think Dixon is joining those ranks now as one of the potential stars coming out of that programme. 100 to go for him. 3:38.30. The race certainly now has tightened up for second as we see those three coming in towards the turn together there. As you said, Derek, Ethan Horn has just edged through. 3:49.73 against Allsop's 3:49.95, and Connor Massey just behind him. Again, we focus on Rory Dixon on his freestyle. Working pretty hard here, certainly with the arms. The legs still fairly controlled.
Yeah, Rory's got a commanding lead here. And he's looking very strong. Rory's got stronger at all strokes over the last few years. It's been great to see him develop. Doing a great job there at North Ayrshire.
So he is going to bring it home, just going through the halfway mark, because I can tell you there's a terrific scrap going on behind him. Just out of shot at the moment. I'm sure we'll focus on that once we see Rory coming in, because he is a long way clear here. We will have time to go back to the second and third as Rory Dixon comes in to the final couple of metres. An emphatic victory there, one of the biggest victories of the night, 4:44.11. Now let's see it, these two coming in, and it is Edward Allsop ahead of Ethan Horn, and it is the Slothian man who gets the silver. That was a hard-fought battle there between those two. In the end, they were pretty well clear of fourth place. Connor Massey, who was with them certainly through the first half of the race. And there is our winner. If he needs his glasses on, squinting at the board, it looked like.
Yeah, the board's obviously at the opposite end of the pool from where the swimmers are finishing, so it can be difficult for some of them to see.
And that's what he was looking at, 4:44.11. Rory Dixon, Edward also confirmed there as second silver medalist by just under half a second, 4:56.07 for him. Ethan Horn, 4:56.54. He will be the bronze medalist. So all three of them making progress, certainly on their heat swim. Some of them probably have done faster in the past, but, well, a national medal is a national medal, and sometimes it's about racing, not PBs.
Yeah, absolutely. And going on to this last 400 IM final here, obviously the first two finals were won pretty convincingly there from Angus and then from Rory, but this certainly looks as if it should be a tighter affair.
Yeah, let's hope so. There in lane 0 is Tom Jeffers of Perth City. In 1, City of Glasgow's Thomas Balfour. In 2, Duncan McKinney, also from City of Glasgow. And he is. Lane 3 is Jamie McDonald of Warrender. 4, Gianna Napolitano of North Lanarkshire. Fraser Allison goes in 5 for Warrender. Daniel Ferguson of West Lothian is in 6. Jenna Walsh of Warrender in 7. He is teammate Thomas McSkimming. And Keir Edgar of first in lane 9. Heat times, 4:40 for Gianna Napolitano, 4:42 Fraser Allison, couple on 4:44s, Jamie McDonald and Daniel Ferguson. Not Sure, you could read too much into any of those because they would be confident of their place in the final, I think, and will be saving themselves. Gianna Napolitano going out hard as he has done all week, using his butterfly skills to good effect here. 27.62 at the 50 turn. Leads by over a second already from Fraser Allison. Fraser is strong around there, older brother of Angus, who we saw earlier on, Angus Allison.
Yeah, I think we would expect to see Giano out really strong on the fly and the backstroke legs, but be an interesting contest later because Fraser Allison is very strong in the second half of the race as well.
We've got a number of good all-rounders in this one as well. I'm thinking particularly of Daniel Ferguson in the blue cap on West Lothian. He could be there or thereabouts. Jamie McDonald as well, a swimmer who's making good progress this season. Duncan McKinney, also the City of Glasgow man. We see Giano there. Nice backstroke technique.
Yeah, it's looking very controlled, and hopefully it'll try and increase that stroke rate a little into the second 50.
Does look like Fraser Allison is coming at him a bit now. He's got the lead down, I think. Yes, he has. He's down to 1.4.
Yeah, and a really nice turn there from Fraser also, trying to make sure he's maximising his underwaters where possible.
And as we see Giano there, just start to see the arms of Fraser coming into the shot. No, we're not. In fact, Giano's had a good second 50 there on his backstroke, just extended the lead up again. But breaststroke could be where this is won or lost. Giano 2:11.72. He has got the lead up to 2 seconds again, so a good second 50 from him. Third place is a close affair. Duncan McKinney and Jamie McDonald, much of a muchness in lanes 2 and 3. There you can see the two of them now, and Fraser Allison is definitely working that lead now. And Giano is certainly going to have his work cut out to hold it. In fact, he's not holding it because Fraser Allison has now moved past him. So he was 2 seconds back going into the breaststroke. Let's see what his lead's going to be halfway through it. He goes through in 2:51.14, Giano 2:52.98, so a 1-2 second deficit to a 1.8 second lead in the first 50 breaststroke. This is looking ominous for everybody apart from Fraser Allison, this man.
Yeah, and obviously just coming into shot there, you've seen it better just before the turn, but if you compare the two strokes of Fraser and Giano, you can see it now. Fraser's getting much higher in the water, making sure that his head's driving forwards, Giano just a little bit lower. And it helps you just gain that little bit more momentum on breaststroke. Obviously Fraser looking really strong here coming on the freestyle leg. Really important if you come off this wall and really attack it, that gets you further ahead of the field.
3:29.66. Fraser's 300 split. You can see now the extent of the lead, and that is going to be really tough. You really sort of get the momentum if you had a strong breaststroke. Almost seem to carry it through into the freestyle, and it's very hard for anybody to come back in the freestyle after they've had a bit of a whipping in the breaststroke.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably one of the most difficult things of your mind as well. If someone's come through you on breaststroke, if you're out pretty strong like Giano was through the first 200 metres, it's really a difficult one when they come past you, and it's finding that bit to try and chase them down. Although Fraser's in a commanding lead here now.
So this is going to be Fraser Allison's race. And he did a 4:42 in the heat, comes into this on a 4:32. He'll certainly be hoping to be much closer to the 4:32 than the 4:42, and he certainly is. 4:34.03, so good race. Gianna Napolitano though holds on to the silver medal, so be pleased with that. He comes in 4:38.45 ahead of Jamie McDonald 4:39.10. So that is your 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Jamie coming back really strong there towards Giano. He probably needed another 2 or 3 metres to try and get him.
Yeah, so just looking at what's happening, we are going to go straight into this re-swim now before we do our remaining presentations. Of course, we've still got to do the presentation for that 14-year-old 200 freestyle, so that will come at the end as well, right at the end of the evening. So our bonus swim, let's hope the lights don't go out again. I don't think I can cope with that. They will go into the lanes that they swam in earlier, so they're going to be quite separated here. So just running through, that's Eric Davey of Dundee City Aquatics. He's going to go into lane 2. Did a 2:09.77 in the earlier race. Lane 5, Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance. He did a 2:08.65. We'll be looking to try and improve on that to get himself onto the podium. And then Chad McGill of Heart of Midlothian, who's in lane 9.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the boys approach this, obviously being so far apart, but I think you've just got to, if you're going to try and go quicker, you've got to try and take it out and hope that you can bring it back, knowing that there's less swimmers there in the pool to race against like we had earlier.
I guess realistically Cameron Travis will be the one who's really got the incentive to try and get himself onto the podium here. So if you were Cameron's coach going into this, what would your advice be?
It depends really. Depends how Cameron's feeling. But I know that Cameron likes to get out there and take it on, and I'm sure all his teammates are ready to try and drive him through that second 100. But obviously we don't know how the lights going off has affected any of these boys. It's quite an unusual situation. It's the first time I've seen it. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach it. Certainly if my swimmer hadn't won a medal, depending on how fast they went, I would probably encourage them to re-swim, because it just gives you that extra opportunity, especially when the medalists aren't swimming.
Yes.
It gives you that opportunity to go and take a medal that otherwise you wouldn't be receiving tonight.
Yes, so at the moment Cameron Travis was lying in 3rd from his swim before, so he obviously wants to improve on that. I tell you, no, lying in 4th actually. The winning time earlier was 2:06.13, that was Jamie McGregor, then Evan Jones 2:06.84 and Tony Anderson 2:08.25. So I guess 2:08.25 is the time to get onto the podium here.
Yeah,
so where they go?
I can't see Tony Anderson feeling too comfortable at the moment from Glasgow. So it'll be interesting to see what Cameron Travis can do, and it looks like that straight away that the boys are going to go out hard and really take this on.
Some challenges for our cameraman here to keep these free swimmers in shot spread across the pool, but I'm sure they're up to that challenge. And it's going to be Cameron Travis in lane 5 who's going to lead them through. Let's check on his time, 28.86.
So he's out just a little bit slower than he was earlier on in the final. Earlier he was out 28.69. So we'll see how that pans out as we go through.
Yeah, so certainly within that range, so if he was just saving himself for the second half, he may be saying, well, just swim it a bit differently. Going very nicely over in lane 2 is Eric Davey, though. He is right there with Cameron Travis. So he did a 2:11.95 when the lights went out, so maybe fancies himself to take quite a chunk off that, because he has the lead at halfway, 1:02.69 against 1:03.01 for Cameron Travis.
And actually, just conversely, what we said to the first 50 with Cameron Travis being behind slightly on where he was at the 50, he's actually now 0.1 up on where he was at the 100 mark. He was 1:03.01 there, and he was 1:03.11 in the heat, the final earlier.
And he is now starting to get ahead of Eric Davey. A good third 50, pushing on as well. Jack McGill, he's not that far away in lane 9, so he's putting in a good swim here. And they head for home now, and Cameron Travis, I think, certainly is going to take the race between these three, but it's also, of course, a race against the clock. Reminder, 2:08.25 currently is 3rd spot. You'd have to get to 2:06.84 to get the next bit up, and 2:06.13 to get to the top of the pile. Let's see what Cameron can do here. Pushing hard still, Eric Davey, but he's not going to catch Cameron. He's going to come in keep your eye on the clock. It's coming up to 206, 207, 207.61. So in the end, well, just not quite able to get there. A good effort. He was faster, second faster than he was when the lights went out.
Yes,
so I guess that makes it worthwhile.
I think Cameron Travis picks up the bronze medal there. 2.825 being the third place in the final earlier. So very worthwhile to re-swim that.
Yes, you're right. I was missing that. So 207.61 will get him into third spot. And poor Tony Anderson, maybe wishing he had swum that now and had the chance to go head to head. But well, you make your choices. Well,
that'll be a tough one to take. That's when it makes it harder.
Yeah.
At that 14-year-old age group, when you're expecting just to take your medal home, and it's grabbed away from you.
Yep. Well, it can be tough. So here are our 400 IM medal recipients, just waiting patiently to get their medal. Anderson Lowe, President of the Scottish Amateur Swimming Association, waiting patiently to hand them over. And we're ready to go now. Thomas Coates of West Lothian, the bronze medalist for the 15-year-olds. Thomas finally gets his chance to step up on the podium to pick up his bronze medal for the 15-year-olds. Ethan Horn for the 16-year-olds from South Lanarkshire. So another South Lanarkshire swimmer on the podium, Derek.
Yeah, Ethan obviously is part of South Lanarkshire. We're a composite team for the national event, so he's part of Rutherglen Swimming Club. So
and Jamie McDonald, bronze medalist for Warrender. The silver medalist Fraser Kelly of North Ayrshire in the 15-year-old age group, so another strong swim from North Ayrshire to contingent. Edward Alsop of East Lothian in the 16-year-old age group. He had a good battle there with the bronze medalist Fraser Kelly, and in the 17-18s Gian Napolitano, who was so strong in the first half there, looked pretty pleased with his silver medal. And our three gold medalists, Angus Allison of Inverleith, the 15-year-olds. 16-year-olds Rory Dixon of North Ayrshire, and the second of the Allison clan, Fraser, 17-18. So the brothers Angus and Fraser both getting golds. Different clubs, interestingly. Angus Inverleith and Fraser Warrender, both of course Edinburgh based. We've got one more presentation, of course, that 14-year-old 200 freestyle. So just waiting for them to come up. There's the lights that gave us all that trouble. Shining brightly at the end of day 4 as the swimmers complete their swim downs. Just waiting for the medalists to come up. Looks like they're ready. So, not quite sure what's going on here, but we've just got a little bit of delay before we do this presentation. I guess just clarifying that bronze medal probably for Cameron Travis after that bit of confusion. Snags 2018, hashtag Snags 2018. Love to hear from you. Here they are, our medalists, and confirming the bronze medalist there from University of Aberdeen Performance Team, Cameron Travis. Bites at the cherry, and his decision to swim again paid off well, earned him a bronze medal. The silver medalist Evan Jones from Millfield School, and the gold medalist Perth City's Jamie McGregor. Jamie McGregor having a good time of it in this meet. It's in the stable that's produced Stephen Milne, so a great role model to follow in the footsteps of.
Yeah, and obviously we're looking forward next week to the Commonwealth Games starting. And
Yep,
seeing
less than a
Stephen.
week now.
Yeah,
in fact,
absolutely.
well, less than a week now.
It's
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we've seen some good footage out there from the Holden camp in Brisbane. I know they've now moved into the Athletes Village, so I'm sure they're all getting excited out there and trying to temper their nerves before next Wednesday.
Yep, that's all to come next week. But before that, we've got one more day of competition in the Scottish National Age Group Championships here in Glasgow. We hope that you'll join us for that. We start racing tomorrow night, Easter racing, 5:15, and we hope to have your company there. But for now, from myself, Duncan McKinnell, from my co-commentator, Derek McGowan, we wish you a very good night.